Welcome to week 3 of multicultural education, in which we will be focusing on the history. Before we get started on week 3, I'd just like to let you know that the discussion posts seem to be going really well for most people. And as I mentioned in my previous video, I really appreciate that people are sharing their own experiences and interacting with each other. And I noticed that this past week the posts were in early, so there was more time to actually participate in a discussion, which was nice. As far as assignments go, they have been very positive. Some people do tend to be losing some points because they're not following the rubric and including all of the aspects. So you might want to pay closer attention towards the end of this video where I go through the rubric specific to the week 3 assignment. So for your assignments this week, you need to read Chapter 5. There's a video posted on Canvas about supporting English language learners in a preschool classroom, and there are also video resources for Chapter 5 of our text. There's a week 3 discussion post about the equality in education, which is due on Thursday, and a public law assignment due on Saturday. Additionally, you should continue working on your final assignment. So for your third discussion post, you can choose to contribute in a paragraph form, as most of you have been, or you can use the alternative ways listed on Canvas. Just be sure that you answer all 3 of these questions and you support your answers with research. The rubric is broken down into one section for the first 2 questions, which are what are the historical perspectives of multiculturalism in education, and do you see a struggle for equality in education? And then the second section of the rubric is about supporting the learning needs of a young English language learner. So to earn full credit, you have to include both of those and support your answers with some research. For your assignment this week, it's regarding Public Law 94-142, and there are 3 questions that you need to answer, which are, what are all of the basic components of this law? Is the law still in existence today, and do you feel it is effective? And as you're answering those questions, especially the last one, make sure that as you're sharing your experiences as to whether or not you think the law is effective, and backing them up with our course materials or additional research in order to receive full credit. So your assignment options are the same as they have been for the other assignments. You can choose to write a paper or use technology. I would just caution you that even if you're using a PowerPoint or a Prezi or something else, just make sure that the quality of your assignment is still that of which a paper would be, and that you include all of the aspects. So the expectations haven't changed as far as general written assignment guidelines. And this is the first 2 sections of the rubric for your week 3 assignment. The first section of the rubric is about explaining all of the basic components of the law. And the second part is exploring and explaining whether or not you feel the law is still effective, which is your opinion. Just make sure, as I said earlier, that you back it up with some research. Critical thinking and analytical skills is a part of the rubric, so making sure that not only are you citing research, but that you're also analyzing it and making connections among sources, which connects to the research portion of the rubric. In order to get full credit on that section, you do have to use at least more than 3 sources on that section. And quality and organization of your writing is the last section, so making sure that you start with a thesis and a topic and explain what the paper will be talking about, and then continuing a positive flow throughout the paper from there. And also double checking to make sure sentences make sense and that there's a transition throughout the paper. Just a quick reminder that your final assignment is not due until December 15th, so you have about a month to complete it. Just make sure that you take a look at it ahead of time, because it does require some outreach to families potentially. And let me know if you have any questions or need some help reaching out to families. I'd be happy to help you. Just please let me know as soon as you can. So if you have any questions throughout the week, please let me know.